Hi, and welcome to another episode of our baseball history podcast. We've done a few on baseball in Scotland. We've also written a few blogs about soccer or football on Ballparks. So we're going to tie the two of them together and look at soccer that has been played in Fenway Park, really on the back of the Tartan Army taking over Boston and taking over Fenway Park just at the start of the World Cup. So it's obviously Fenway is a very historic ballpark. There's a few twists here which we'll come across. It's led us in. This was one of the things that sort of led us into the rabbit hole of baseball, soccer being played in baseball parks. So like good stuff. Anyway, the first game we came across of soccer was on October the 17th, 1925, just over 100 years ago, when the Boston Soccer Club played Fall River FC. Fall River appeared to be the dominant club of the time. They played in the American Soccer League, and the teams played out a scoreless tie, as the papers called it, before 4,000 fans. Boston Soccer Club also hosted the Providence Clam Diggers. You would expect that in that part of the world. And Indiana Flooring, which sounds more like a 2024 stadium name, to be honest, at Fenway later that season also. A couple of years later, June the 18th, 1928, Boston team, they were named Boston Wonder Workers, played, Rangers, Scottish Rangers. There are a few, but they'll be the best known ones, as they were touring North America in 1928. It was a 2-2 draw in front of a crowd of 10,000 people. Yes, we are looking into which other ballparks Rangers played at on this and also their 1930 tour. We think it's a total of 4, although it was a bit of a surprise that we haven't really found anything too much more than that, but we will get that looked into. Boston took an early lead through a John Ballantyne. His brother was also playing. Both of them had previously played for Partick Thistle, having come from Glasgow originally. The Rangers goal scorers were Andy Cunningham and Jamie Marshall. Ballantyne actually scored a late equaliser to make it 2-2. 1929, Boston hosted 2 more matches at Fenway Park. A 3-2 victory over the New Bedford Whalers on August the 10th, and a 3-2 loss to the aforementioned Fall River on the week later on August the 17th. I'm intrigued to know why the team would play a handful of games here. We need to try and work that out. It may just be that they were a city select, and obviously they'd have had to work that around the baseball season as well. But I have seen soccer in the last couple of years in the USA being played on a baseball park, which is quite the sight to behold. I should share some photos of that. May the 30th, 1931, the other side of Glasgow's Old Firm came to Boston, as 8,000 fans were on hand to see the American Soccer League champions, the New York Yankees, yes, the same name as the baseball team, beat Celtic 4-3. Obviously, going unbeaten on American tours isn't for everyone. The Yankees goalkeeper, Johnny Redder, would later return to play, bizarrely, amazingly, for the Red Sox in 1932. Redder was a Pole. He had 5 hits and 47 at-bats. And I'm guessing there's a reasonable chance that he's the only multi-sport person to have played at Fenway, both football and baseball. Fast forward to 1968, the now defunct North American Soccer League was set up. That was home to the Boston Beacons. We covered the Detroit Cougars spell at the Tiger Stadium also in a blog, and we'll talk about that here later. There's some interesting connections there. Bizarrely, a future Ross County manager played for the Detroit Cougars. Anyway, the Beacons investors included the Boston Celtics, the basketball team Red Auerbach, and the Red Sox general manager Dick O'Connell. The team had hired the coach Jack Mansell a year earlier. They played under the name of Boston Rovers and were, in essence, Shamrock Rovers, teams from Ireland, playing in the out with the regular season. The European teams would play, as most of that 1968 North American Soccer League was. They did play primarily, I think, at Manning Bowl in Lynn, but obviously also played Fenway as well. The Beacons were hoping for 5,000 attendances in their opening, which was against the Cougars, actually. Ticket prices range from $1 to $4.50, and the players were going to provide a pre-game demonstration of the rules for the spectators. I'm going to say, unfortunately, the Cougars will well beat, as the opening league game took part at Fenway. John Miller scored twice, Milner scored twice, giving the Beacons the lead with a 66-minute goal, and Eric Derberg also scored. The Beacons included at least one Scottish player in their team, Billy Fraser, who had played one game for Hearts prior to moving to the USA. So, anyway, the greatest of all time. Don't even consider recent World Cup debates. Pele, he also played at Fenway Park, as his team, Santos, the Brazilian team, played and won a friendly in 1968. He scored one of the goals in the 7-1 victory. Well over 5,000 turned up. The attendance was actually 18,431, by far the largest crowd of the season, and it took their season average to 4,753. The league average actually being under 4,000. The Beacons scored 27, conceded 46 at Fenway, 6 wins, 2 draws in their 18 home league games there. Now, there is then a bit of a gap. July 21st, 2010, understandably, as the Red Sox we played most of the time, Fenway hosted an exhibition game when Celtic returned. They played Sporting Lisbon. The event was called Football at Fenway. A crowd of over 32,000 watched the two teams play out a 1-1 draw. It was a penalty shootout. You can't have draws in American sport, and Celtic won that, 65, winning the first Fenway Football Challenge trophy. Recent matches have taken place between Liverpool, who of course are owned by the Fenway Sports Group, and AS Roma, who are owned by a Fenway Sports Group partner. July 25th, 2012 match ended a 2-1 win for Roma before over 37,000 people. Roma's goals coming from Michael Bradley, son of the one-time USA coach Bob Bradley, and Alexandro Florenzi, both in the second half. The Liverpool goal was scored by Charlie Adams, who's played for both the mighty Ross County and Rangers in Scotland, scoring a late consolation goal. Brendan Rodgers was the manager. Said to his players beforehand, "It's incredible. You'll be able to tell your grandkids you played football at Fenway Park." The infamous, of course, Fenway, home of the Green Monster as well. And there was a big sign hung over there, red and white sign saying LFC Tour 2012. Liverpool had already played at one other ballpark on that particular tour, having been at the Toronto Rogers Centre. A rematch in 2014, Roma also won that 1-0. Marco Borrelio scored in the 90th minute. Brendan Rodgers was still the Liverpool manager at the time. His team included Stevie Gerrard and Philip Coutinho. Gerrard had been unable to play the last time around. July 21st, 2019, Liverpool returned to Fenway for a pre-season match against Sevilla. The Spanish team won 2-1. So yeah, Liverpool haven't had much luck at their owners' homes. Again, a 90th minute winner for Pozo, scoring for 10-man Sevilla. So yeah, there's been a range of soccer at Fenway Park. Local soccer, pre-war tours, some Scottish Giants, the 1968 doomed North American Soccer League, and more recently glamour friendlies. So it's just a little bit of the sort of stuff that's taken place there on such a historic ballpark.